Positives. The offense moved the ball. Bo Nix made some good throws. Chase Cota looked good. The running backs look good. The O-line did not get totally destroyed, which that's the strength of this team. I mean, the O-line is supposed to be the strengths. I know they've been getting dinged up a little bit, but it's going to happen. Again, first drive was really good. Team kept playing. Defense had some good pressure at times. But, yeah, negative-wise, yeah, unfortunately, scoring. Couldn't do it. Kept jinxing ourselves, Bo Nix, with 2 costly interceptions, which the first one, again, I'm not even going to blame him on that. That was a play design, the play call. He threw the right guy. I think it was just better play by the corner. Penalties, not too bad on penalties. There were a couple, but not too bad on penalties, actually. It was, again, a pretty clean game from both teams. But the defense, I don't know what they got to do. If it's more man, tighter zone, something, that defense, and the missed tackles. I think missed tackles was probably one of the bigger issues, especially in that first, quarter and a half. It was not pretty. So I don't know what to say about that. And hopefully this week they'll start fixing it. But for UGA, again, props. We went there in your house, basically. It's their house, no matter what you say. It's their house. They beat the living hell out of us. I mean, there's no other easy way to say about it. But there were positive. There were some positives and negatives. Coaching staff has to really look at this tape with the team and go, what did we do wrong? And that's going to dictate this season, I think, because that's going to make us better against every other team that we play in the upcoming weeks. Because, again, Eastern Washington's not some pushover FCS team. Right there. We missed a sack, as I recall, at the second quarter, right before halftime. We missed a sack, and he threw a touchdown pass. We did not pressure him almost at all the entire game. And when we did, he just moved out of the pocket, rolled out like whatever. That was one of our big issues. No, Eastern Washington, that was North Dakota State. North Dakota State won the 2021 FCS championship. Eastern Washington won it last, I think, in 2010 or 2011, I think, with Bo Baldwin as their coach, who now is the coach of Cal Poly. Not that I know that off the top of my head. I just saw him last night on playing a game. That's why I remember that. That's it. I did not because I remember that off the top of my head. That play was an absolute killer. Yeah. Oh no, one guy had his arm wrapped around his leg, and he just skipped out of it. Everyone else missed him, and he threw a touchdown, wide open guy in the end zone. I was like, yeah. That was just one of those plays. That's just a guy who plays ball, making plays. I mean, that's all it was. But pressure, that defense, pressure, and tighter coverage, that and better tackling. Those 3 things will change this whole season around. Those are probably the biggest things I noticed. Is that defense just couldn't stop anything. I mean, that's my main takeaway from this. It has been a long day. I was waiting so long for this game, and that game never seemed to end. I don't know how you guys were feeling about it, but Georgia's on fire. They offensively, defensively, they were lights out. I would say they were absolutely lights out. Absolutely. There's no question. That number 3 ranking, at least depending on how Oregon turns out, especially how we improve our season, that looks like they earned it. I mean, they earned that ranking by far, and they proved it. So, yeah. Oh yeah, no, Darnell Washington. Yeah, that's a big man. Darnell Washington is a big man. They missed that one tackle on him. I was like, ooh, he's he's big. I don't know. This is the point. I don't know what the defensive scheme was supposed to be or the game plan, but even second half, yeah, the adjustments. Just I don't know. I don't know who tried to game plan. I don't know if Lanning did not get involved with the defensive game plan and let Dupoy do it, or if they were, you know, mixing, like input or whatever. But it's hard to tell. If Lanning didn't really have an input on the defense, he will after this game. That's for sure. I mean, so that's it. I don't know how this went. No one can say how this game went exactly. Who planned what? Who did what? No one can say that, and the coach is not going to tell us that. So, um, yeah, I can agree with that. They did stay away from the middle a lot. Like they ran up the middle, but they jet sweep, especially running plays on the goal line. They were left and right, outside slash jets, and then passing wise, a lot of those deep ones were crossing routes or to the very outside of the field. They did try to stay away from the center a lot, and even the center ones were usually crossing, and he would get them on the far hash usually. So after they left the linebacker zone, or once they lost the linebacker coverage. So Georgia did scheme. Let's just put it this way: Georgia schemed very, very well against this defense, especially knowing with the linebackers. They schemed exceptionally well against this defense. So, I mean, that's all you can say. I mean, did we see App State score 40 points in the fourth quarter? Yes. Yes, that happened. They still lost, but wow. What a game that was earlier in the day.